Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Shattered Glass, issue number 3. Gold City might be the capital of Goldbug's breakaway Autobot nation, but it is far from an impenetrable fortress. Amidst the rusted infrastructure and decaying slums, Starscream and Megatron meet with Starscream's contacts, Ravage and Laserbeak. The two cassettes lead them into a disused underground maintenance corridor to meet with Soundwave, who's established a hideout called Decepticon Radio right under Goldbug's nose. Plenty of Decepticons have evaded Autobot patrols and bloodthirsty body scrappers, and Soundwave uses his secure frequencies to constantly check in on former Decepticons and let them know that they're not alone. Though Starscream points out that Soundwave's worked himself to exhaustion, the Decepticon morale officer explains that he's already called in the remaining Seekers as a gift to Starscream. In a flashback before the war, Starscream and his research partner, Jetfire, came to Iacon to meet with the Senate and stumbled into Megatron's latest civil rights protest. But while the sight of a simple miner taking a stand against a corrupt system inspired Starscream, Jetfire bluntly reminds his friend that they're here to discuss funding their efforts to excavate and communicate with a sleeping Titan. When they approach the ambitious Orion Pax to discuss funding, Orion makes them an appealing offer. He can get them all the funding they need, so long as they get him results, and keep their research strictly confidential. Jetfire is intrigued by this proposition, but Starscream, remembering Megatron's words, refuses to compromise his principles and leaves the room in disgust. Having relocated to an out-of-the-way watering hole to await their reinforcements, Starscream lays out his plans. If they want to take the fight back to the Autobots, then they'll need a new generation of Decepticons on their side after they take control of Metroplex. While the corrupt and oppressive Autobot Warlords have made no shortage of possible enemies, the hard part will be building up their army in secret. But Megatron warns Starscream to keep his voice down. Somebody's watching them. And when Megatron flips their table, he dislodges Eject, a hidden Autobot spy. Back in the past, having secured their funding, Starscream and Jetfire can turn their attention back to their archaeological work. As Cybertronians work to unearth Metroplex's colossal head, Starscream exults at the possibility of one day finding a way to communicate with the giant, but Jetfire remains concerned. Their research grants won't last forever. Starscream makes him promise that they're not going back to Orion Pax, who clearly wants to control the Titan and its history for his own ends, and Jetfire reluctantly agrees. Where there's Eject, Blaster and his minions aren't far behind, eager to collect a double bounty. The Autobots attack. Amidst the barroom brawl, Megatron and Starscream keep Eject at bay, then fatally tag team playback before Blaster immobilizes Starscream with a paralyzing frequency. Realizing that Starscream's secret must be kept out of Autobot hands, Megatron sacrifices himself by tackling Blaster to the ground, then shouts for Starscream to run before the Autobots can catch up. Starscream's unfailing loyalty means that he obeys the order without even thinking about it, cursing his own stupidity for not defying orders to assist his leader. With funding running low, Jetfire makes the dramatic decision to go behind Starscream's back to meet with Orion Pax. Jetfire explains their plan to use Starscream as a conduit to speak with the dormant Titan. At that moment, Orion hears the sound of a wing scraping on the wall outside. Starscream has followed Jetfire to the meeting. Hauled in before the Autobots, Jetfire insists that Starscream's not a Decepticon, and begs Starscream to back him up. Starscream defiantly tells the group that he's not a Decepticon, only because the Decepticons are fighters, looking to overthrow a broken system, and Jetfire betrayed his trust. As Jetfire punches Starscream in the face and crosses the floor to stand with Orion, Starscream fled the Senate building, traveled to Metroplex, and set about destroying everything they'd worked on to keep it out of Orion's hands. By the time that the Autobots arrived to stop him, Starscream had destroyed everything except the necessary technology to make the mental merge, and impulsively plugged himself into Metroplex's mind without thinking, in the hopes that the Titan's data archives would provide him with the answers he sought. Without the proper safety procedures, however, his attempt to bind Metroplex's archives to his spark left his systems damaged and corrupted. Only Starscream's spark proved strong enough to truly make the connection. With the secrets of the Titans now bound to his spark, the Autobots will stop at nothing to find him. As Starscream continues to flee, a shot from behind nails him in the head and knocks him unconscious. When the Decepticon flyer comes to, he's horrified to see that he's been captured by Goldbug and the bot responsible for everything, Jetfire. Again, this was another issue that I really loved because we're getting a lot of backstory. We're getting a lot of explanations about what happened before the war and what each of these characters were doing. I love that we're also getting to see very different sides to characters like Orion Pax, who's this incredibly hard-nosed dictator. And as somebody who's been a fan of Transformers for a very long time, Starscream has been one of my favorites. So to see him used so frequently in this series has been kind of a nice surprise. Of course, the artwork is incredible, and I really enjoy the writing in this issue. And the back and forth between the present and the past really helped set up the ending of this issue, because now I really want to know what happens in the next issue between Jetfire and Starscream given their history. Let me know in the comments what you guys liked about this issue, or if you're enjoying Shattered Glass, or if you'd like to even see more series like this. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. And of course, stay tuned for my next breakdown and review of Transformers Shattered Glass issue 4. I'll see you guys next time.